Thank you for accepting our invitation for the KMCRIC interview.
My pleasure.
And I'm going to start the questions. First, how did you enter CAM research field?
Well, my original interest in CAM came from actually studying martial arts. I studied martial arts for many years, and as I started to do things like Tai Chi and Qigong, I wondered why we didn't integrate more of that into conventional medicine at the time, Western medicine in the US. And so I actually went to medical school with that interest, to integrate, to look more complementary medicine into the conventional system. That desire evolved over time, and one of the things I came to realize when I was doing my medical training was that we needed more research to help us understand what works and what doesn't work and what should be integrated into the system. And so I ended up doing a research fellowship when I was at Boston University after I did internal medicine, and that sort of launched my research career.
I see. And what do you think the integrative medicine is?
I think integrative medicine is defined many different ways by many different people and by different cultures. I was talking about this just a little while ago with some colleagues. I think that on one level, integrative medicine means integrating complementary medicine into the care of patients. But I think that's a very superficial level. I think on a deeper level, it's really about an openness to things that are currently typically integrated, an openness to, at least from the USA's point of view, an openness to things that come from other healing traditions, like traditional Chinese medicine, traditional Korean medicine, as well as a different approach to the care of the patient. What I mean by that is that integrative medicine is not, in my opinion, simply substituting an herb for a medicine. The herb is really just a natural form of medicine, right, of a way of treating imbalances in the body. But integrative medicine goes beyond that. It really is about taking a whole person approach to care, recognizing that what impacts on our health and on our well-being goes beyond pathophysiology and the need to just treat pathophysiology. There are issues that are mental or emotional. There are certainly issues that are physical or physiologic. And there are issues that are spiritual, that relate to purpose and meaning in life. And all of those, the issues within all of those areas must be addressed for someone to really obtain the optimal health and well-being that they can obtain. I think that broader approach is a big part of integrative health. I think the final component is much more emphasis on prevention. I think traditionally, certainly in the United States system, and I think it's true in many, if not most other systems in the world, there's been much less emphasis on preventing disease and much more about treating disease once it happens. And I think there's an interest in integrative medicine that in really trying to help people to develop healthier lifestyles, healthier ways of living, so that diseases don't develop. And I don't think that's unique to integrative medicine. I think that the conventional systems are also interested in that, but integrative medicine has had a focus on prevention, really since its inception.
See. As a director, please introduce what specialties and characteristics of Duke Integrative Medicine are.
So I've been honored to be the executive director for Duke Integrative Medicine now since 2011. We have a beautiful 27,000 square foot integrative medicine center on the Center for Living campus at Duke University. And it actually has won a number of awards, totally green building. It's a beautiful example of a healing environment. And inside of that building is obviously what's most important and what goes on inside. And we have a number of things that we do. We have a clinical program where we have integrative primary care. We offer integrative medicine consults, so you can have primary care or just go there for a specific issue and see an integrative medicine physician. We also have acupuncture, we have massage, we have mind-body medicine. There could be classes on mind-body stress reduction. You could be in a class on yoga. We have psychologists to address sort of emotional as well as stress-related issues. And we also do a lot with professional and public programs. So we've trained over 1,000 people to be integrative health coaches. We've trained probably over 3,000 people in mind-body stress reduction. And we offer a number of other types of programs for the public and for professionals, and we're very proud of the work that we do in that area as well. And we do some work as well with students in education, have medical students come and rotate and other students, so that's also an important component of what we do.
You presented the Pebble in the Pond, Integrative Leadership and Transformative Change as a keynote lecture. Would you please give a main message to researchers who could not attend?
So today I spoke about something called Pebble in the Pond, and it was really a talk about leadership, and the concept being that a pebble drops into a pond and the ripples have a broader effect. And how can we learn to be leaders that can have that broader effect on the healthcare system? So leadership is something that I'm personally interested in within the space of integrative medicine, and we were recently funded by a group called the Bravewell Collaborative to develop a leadership training program in integrative healthcare. So that program is at integrativehealthleaders.org. We have a website that talks about what that is, but basically it's a year-long training program to help people to be better leaders. It's to help them understand more about the business of integrative medicine so that they can help to take the research that many of the wonderful investigators who are at this conference are doing, and really a lot of the wonderful clinical models that come from many healing traditions, and integrate that into our healthcare systems in a way that's sustainable, in a way that aligns with not only the clinical goals but the financial goals of the organization. So with that in mind, what I spoke about today was sort of the core concepts that we've put together around what does it take to be an effective leader within the integrative space and bring about really sustainable transformation of our system, and what does it take to be that pebble. The core of that being this concept of informed mindfulness. Learning to be not only present and aware in the moment, but also coupling that with the informed piece, the skill sets and the knowledge and the beliefs and values, coupled with the awareness that you can then begin to develop effective teams, ultimately move out and be that pebble that causes the sustained transformation of our system and really our healthcare culture.
Oh, that's great. What is the happiest moment?
You know, there's a lot that I find rewarding about research. I would say that, first of all, it's wonderful to help bring together a group of individuals, because no research is done by one person, right? And it's wonderful for me to, when I've had the opportunity to bring together a group of individuals that feel passionate about the question we're trying to answer, the research that we're doing, to work together, sort of in the trenches, as we say, and ultimately complete a research project that then can be disseminated broadly and have impact. And that's the way I used to always think about what motivated me, and still do, what motivated me to become a researcher was I enjoy my clinical work, but I felt like solely being a clinician, I could impact, you know, a good amount of people that I might see in my career, and that's important. But if I can also do a meaningful research project that transforms perhaps to some degree the way others practice, that broadens the impact. And that is particularly exciting for me. And if I can do that in a way that brings others together so that we do it as a part of a group of like-minded individuals working towards the same purpose, I find that extremely gratifying.
Wow, that's great. And final question, advice or share comments for young researchers in this field?
Sure, I had an opportunity to meet with some of the young researchers at the student lunch today at this conference, and that was a wonderful opportunity. I emphasized initially the importance of relationships. I think sometimes as a young researcher we contend, or they contend to be, I know when I was a younger researcher, tended to be so focused on learning the skills and the methodology and the statistics. And that's all, of course, very, very important. But even in the early stages, and perhaps especially in the early stages of one's career, to make sure that we're developing relationships with those around us, I think that's particularly important. I also think it's important to really focus on understanding what one's passion is. So sometimes young researchers can be pulled in a direction by a more senior researcher that maybe isn't in alignment with what they feel passionate about. It isn't always terrible to spend a certain amount of time doing that if it allows them to learn some skill sets and things that they can then translate and bring into another environment. But at some point, they need to be able to break away and make sure that what they are doing and pursuing as a part of their research career really is in alignment with what they find purposeful and meaningful. And I think that's a particularly important message.
I agree. And now I'd like to express our thanks for your very helpful and wonderful comments. And I hope you enjoyed this trip.
Oh, it was wonderful. Yes. 감사합니다.
Thank you. Thank you very much.